Hey, today I'm going to show you how to make brick walls for your models, your miniature models. First thing you're going to need is a sheet of styrofoam. It's a dense foam and you can get this from your model making shops, you can get it on eBay, Amazon. It's quite widely available really. So that's the first thing that you're going to need. The next thing to do is to cut up your styrofoam sheet. I've had to use a hacksaw because I bought a really thick styrofoam sheet, but you can buy thinner ones and you can just cut them with a regular Stanley knife. So I like mine to stay a little bit rough to give it a bit of texture. And now you've got those, you'll want to cut them into smaller pieces to make your bricks. So here are my bricks, you see that there? And they're ready to go. So once you've got your bricks, you need something to stick them to. So I use cardboard, and you can have this any size you want. I'm just going to use a small piece for an example for you guys. I've painted it black because that just makes it easier when you have everything stuck to it and you need to paint into all the gaps. You've already got some of it filled with black. And now we're ready to stick the bricks to the cardboard. So I've stuck a few down, as you can see. I'm just going to show you guys me sticking the rest down. I'm going to use a glue gun. Excuse the state of my glue gun. This is my Old Faithful and we've been through a lot together, as you can see. So we'll put a blob of glue on there and stick that down on here. And then we've got our corner bits. You want to be very careful. The glue gun gets really hot and you can burn yourself. I've had some quite nasty burns in the past. There we go. You'll get stringy bits as well, but you can just pull them off. And last one. And there's your brick wall. Now we get to paint it. I'm going to paint it all black. I always paint everything all black to start off with because it's a good base to do your dry brushing afterwards. You want to make sure that you get into every single crevice so it's completely covered in black. So when you have it all painted black, you're just going to want to leave that to dry. When it's all dry, you can dry brush. And this is the fun part for me. So I use acrylic paints for all of this, by the way. So you want to put a small amount of paint on your brush, not too much, and just lightly paint over your bricks. And it should make certain bits stand out and give it a bit of extra texture. You don't have to be too careful about any of this. You might need a few layers once this is dry. You can also experiment with putting lighter paint over it afterwards, or maybe even darker, different shades. I've mixed brown with some white and yellow for this to get the colour that I have here. I also use grey regularly as well. So as you can see, it starts to pop. The more you put on, the more the lighter colour will start to pop, and you'll have that shading of the black which is in the background. So you can add as many layers as you want, but just try not to push the brush too far, because you don't want it to go. You don't want the lighter paint to go into the dark areas, because it'll stop it looking so shaded, and you want that shading to stay there. So I've now mixed a slightly lighter kind of grey colour paint, and I'm going to try and show you how that looks when you put it over the top of this. So it doesn't make much of a difference at first. The more you put on, the more you will see a difference. Just putting it here and there, just to make it stand out a little bit more, to lighten it up a bit. Still being careful not to put it the paint into the black areas, because you want the lighter bits to really stand out. There we go. And there's your brick wall. Now you can have a lot of fun by adding sort of moss bits inside the crevices of your wall as well, if you like. I use some of this, it's like a moss turf from model shops, and super glue. So I'll just show you a little bit of it. Pop a little bit of glue onto here, just a line of it across here, and then a pinch of your turf, sprinkle it over, top it off, give it a blow, and you can see it looks a bit old, like there's been moss growing over time on it. I really enjoy doing this bit. I think it's quite fun. So you can add as much as you want of that, and it just gives it a really nice effect, I think. And you can experiment, have so much fun experimenting actually with this. I've also made walls where you don't need to make the bricks too accurate. If you want like a shack, an old shack, you can just sort of cut random pieces and have them together like this. Also staircases. It's really good for making staircases for your models. And I've gone and made an Orlando from Dark Souls, so you can see I've used similar techniques on that. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I've really enjoyed making it, and let me know if there's anything else that you'd like me to make videos on. Thank you so much for watching.